fair to say that 2017 was a pretty awesome year for gaming, especially indie games. From the emotional journey that Hellblade took us on to the puzzling moments of the sexy brutale, there were so many memorable moments from indie games in 2017. But with 2017 past us, what has 2018 got in store? We're now going to run through 10 indie games that we urge you keep an eye out for and they are releasing in 2018. Our first indie excitement for 2018 comes in the form of Flipping Death. Now, if you're thinking Flipping Death looks a lot like indie hit Stick It to the Man, and that's because this is the next game from developers Zoink, who seem to have mastered their whimsical 2D hand-drawn art style. Flippin' Death is set in the small town of Flatwood Peaks, a small town that now has a big problem. Death has decided to take a vacation there. Much like Stick It to the Man, this adventure plays out through a series of puzzles. The game's most unique feature is the ability to literally flip the world with a single button. And this is an ability that is key to mastering if you want to progress through the mysterious narrative. It's Flipping Death's stylish presentation, unique puzzle elements, and developers Zoink's proven record of storytelling that's got us excited for the game. There is no current confirmed release date for Flipping Death, but it has been confirmed that it will be releasing on PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, and PC.
Here we are.
The next game, Vampyr, is one of those titles that sits somewhere between indie and AAA, much like Hellblade from Ninja Theory last year. But with Don't Nod still being an independent studio and Focus Home still an independent publisher, we're going to include it in this list. Vampyr is a dark, gritty horror game that plays out in 1918 London. Players take the role of Dr. Jonathan Reed, a newly turned vampire who is trying so hard to find a cure for the vicious flu that has swept through the city. But our do-gooder doctor has one big problem. The very people that he wants to save are the very people that he needs to feed on. If this predicament isn't enough, then how about having to decide who you'll eat based on their social standing? This overcoming hunger isn't your only enemy. To save the city, you'll also need to avoid the vampire hunters, the undead scows, and other supernatural creatures living in the shadows. Every decision you make in Vampyr carries a lot of weight and has the potential to not just change the ending, but your whole playthrough of the game. Don't Nod Entertainment are the developers that brought us the original Life is Strange series, so consequential gameplay is kind of their pedigree. Vampyr is set to release in spring of this year and is coming to PS4, Xbox One and PC. Ooblets isn't just the cutest game on this list, but is no doubt going to be one of the cutest games to release in 2018. But it's not just how adorable the game looks that's earned its place on this list, although it does help. Ooblets is best seen as a cross between Stardew Valley and Pokemon. Starting on a small rundown farm, you'll need to cultivate, improve and customise this farm into both a thriving business and training ground. Planting ooblet seeds will see you grow new cute friends, which can be used to battle and capture wild ooblets or take on other trainers in turn-based RPG battle events. Completing various quests around the different locations of Oob will unlock new shops, towns and customization options for you, your ooblets and your farm. At the moment, Ooblets is only confirmed for PS4 and PC release, but who knows, with the awesome year the Switch had, we may see it make its way to a Nintendo console. There is currently no confirmed release date for Ooblets, but developers Glumberland and publishers Double Fine have said the game will release this year. We first saw Ashen when its announcement trailer premiered at Microsoft's E3 show of 2017. On first appearance, it was the low poly art style and dark mysterious world that perked our interest, but looking into the game more made us see that Ashen may be unlike any game we've played before. At its core, the game is an action RPG, where you play as a wanderer in search of what they call home. The environment that you'll venture through in Ashen resembles that of a barren, post-apocalyptic world where just about anything struggles to survive, especially when alone. On your travels, you'll have the potential to meet other players, and if you feel like you can trust them, then you can invite them back to your camp. By adding additional wanderers to your camp, not only will you upgrade it to a settlement, but you'll also unlock new crafting abilities and greatly increase your chance of survival. Ashen is launching as a Microsoft exclusive, so will only be available on PC and Xbox One. No confirmed release date has been announced yet, but a summer release has been hinted through Twitter.
I am stuck in a war between my dreams and my reality. The demons in my sleep are no different from the demons in real life.
Past Cure is a game that we've been keeping a close eye on throughout 2017, and now the confirmed 2nd of February release date has got us very excited. The story of Past Cure follows Ian, an ex-military serviceman who has been experimented on for the past few years. Unfortunately for the people that experimented on Ian, he is now looking for answers. Even more unfortunate for them, these tests on Ian's brain have left him with game-changing supernatural abilities. As you help Ian look for answers of his past, you'll need to delve through both reality and his nightmares to work out what is really the truth. Independent developers Phantom 8 look to have done a brilliant job in creating a polished cinematic action game that offers narrative twists around every corner. And it's for this exact reason why we cannot wait to play Past Cure when it releases on PS4, Xbox One and PC on the 2nd of February. Many people would argue that 2017 was the year of Battle Royale games, which they have a pretty justifiable point. But maybe 2018 can be the year for Hunger Game inspired games, and the Darwin project certainly helps bolster that argument. 2017 saw the survival free-for-all multiplayer game have 2 closed beta tests, both of which ran impeccably smooth. The biggest difference that the Darwin project offers compared to the likes of PUBG or Fortnite is the element of survival. Set in a cold, harsh environment of North Canada, you'll need to resource materials to keep you warm, including fires, which inconveniently give away your position. Add these survival elements to the ability to track another player, or choose how matches play out with the ability of taking on the show director, and the Darwin project really does feel like a breath of cold, fresh air in the already robust Battle Royale genre. The game is set to have one more alpha before moving into beta stage, so no release date has been confirmed yet. The Darwin project is also another Microsoft exclusive, so the game is only available on PC and Xbox One when it releases. EGX is the UK's biggest gaming event. It's also the place where we got to play Forgotten Anne for the first time. And for me personally, this was my game of the show. This absolutely stunning adventure game sees you controlling Anne, a young lady tasked with keeping order to the magical Forgotten Lands. The Forgotten Land is inhabited by Forgottenlings. These are animalistic items that have been cast aside and forgotten about, and who want nothing more than to be remembered again. The cinematic story of Forgotten Anne unfolds in classic adventure game fashion, requiring you to overcome puzzles and platforming sections to progress, all in the aim to put an end to a rebellion that's looking to detach the Forgotten Land from the human world for good. It wasn't just the stunning anime-style visuals that grabbed my attention when playing Forgotten Anne, but also the charming Studio Ghibli-style animations that really bring the game to life. Forgotten Anne will be releasing on PS4, Xbox One and PC. No release date has been confirmed yet, but one thing's for sure, Forgotten Anne is an adventure game that you definitely need to keep an eye on in 2018.
The world has abandoned us. You and I, Anne.
Another game that we got our hands on at EGX was The Occupation. What really stood out about The Occupation was the real-time approach developers of White Paper Games have taken with the narrative. Set in 1987 England, the game starts on the 24th of October at precisely 3:27 PM, which all plays into the game's bigger picture. After an attack has left 23 people dead, the government have decided to introduce the Union Act, a controversial paper that threatens the civil liberties of the British public. Every decision you make as a reporter in the next 4 hours will determine the outcome of the act and the narrative. The whole game plays out in real time and will finish at 7:27 on the 24th of October 1987, no matter what choices you make. The first-person interactive element of The Occupation not only made us feel immersed in our role as a reporter, but also allowed us to interact with pretty much anything that we saw in the world. Speaking with the devs at EGX, they did mention that the game will have multiple endings, all dependent on how you manage your 4 hours. At the moment, The Occupation is only confirmed for PC release. However, we'd be amazed if we don't see this game come to consoles this year. No set release date is available as of yet, but who knows, maybe the 24th of October may not just be a date in the game.
Charles, what the hell have you done?
Let's go.
Rounding off our EGX hat-trick is Racing Apex, a truly brilliant arcade racer similar to the classic Daytona series. Upon first impressions, Racing Apex looks like another classic low-poly arcade racer, but look beneath the hood and you'll soon realise how much depth this game really offers. Although a fully fledged arcade racer, the game does have some sim influences. Firstly, each driver offers different stats, from speed to handling, but what really surprised us was just how well implemented these were. The weight differentiation between each car felt unique, along with the effects of rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive and four-wheel drive. The demo we played only offered checkpoint racing, but the developers, Lucky Mountain Games, did share how the battle mode will work, equipping your cars with railguns and missiles and turning a leisurely drive into a free-for-all battle for the checkered flag. Playing Racing Apex as a group was some of the most fun we had at a gaming event, and it's for this reason we cannot wait to play the game in full later this year. Although we can't confirm a release date, we can confirm that Racing Apex will be releasing on the PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch and PC, although the Nintendo Switch release may not be alongside the other platforms. Our final recommended indie game to look out for in 2018 comes in the form of the Swords of Ditto from the developers One Bite Beyond and indie publishing powerhouse Devolver Digital. The Swords of Ditto is an action RPG that plays out in a stunning hand-drawn world. Starting the game, you'll need to choose your hero to put an end to the evil Mormo and her army. By exploring the detailed world, clearing out monster-infested dungeons and completing side quests, you'll get your hands on some pretty awesome loot. But be careful, as all this charming gameplay has an evil twist. The Swords of Ditto is a roguelike, meaning death is permanent, which leads us onto why the Swords of Ditto features on this list. Every adventure that you take into the world leaves a lasting impression on the game. From loot left behind to quests completed, every death adds lore to the Swords of Ditto. This ever-evolving world approach to permadeath has really got us excited for the potential it offers and the genuine feeling of a world-building narrative. At the moment, the Swords of Ditto is confirmed for PS4 and PC, although other consoles may come later. Although there is no set release date, the current release window is the first half of 2018. That wraps up 10 indie games that we think that you should be excited for coming this year. As always, we'd love to know your thoughts in the comments below. Are you interested in playing any of these games? Just let us know. And to keep up to date with more indie game content, including previews and reviews and our new video podcasts, make sure you subscribe and check out indie-credible.com. From everybody here guys, Happy New Year.